Have you ever felt torn between two paths that both matter deeply, but you're only allowed to choose one? No matter how hard you think, the answer doesn't come. And in the end, you make the most unexpected choice of all. You choose not to decide. Today, we're exploring one of life's deepest psychological and philosophical moments, when the best decision is to not decide. This isn't laziness. This isn't weakness. Sometimes refusing to choose is the only way to stay true to yourself when every path forward feels like betrayal. This moment of silence is the sound of the soul caught between meaning and pain. In psychology, this is known as decision paralysis. We freeze when two choices are emotionally or morally heavy, and both come with irreversible consequences. Psychologist Barry Schwartz calls this the paradox of choice. He says that the more important a decision becomes, the harder it is to make, and the more we fear regret. With too many options, people find it very difficult to choose at all. Barry Schwartz, TED Talk. This emotional exhaustion is real. When both options feel like loss, the brain shuts down. Not because it's broken, but because it's trying to protect you. Let's step back into philosophy. In Existentialism, Jean-Paul Sartre once said, "We are condemned to be free." To be human is to choose, constantly. Even not choosing, Sartre reminds us, is itself a choice. But what if every choice in front of you feels wrong? That's where Søren Kierkegaard enters. He called this moment the dizziness of freedom. An activation endless possibilities. When we see endless possibilities and every path could hurt someone, including ourselves, we are paralyzed by anxiety, not because we are weak, but because we are deeply alive. From the East, Taoist philosophy offers a powerful counterview. Sometimes the highest form of action is non-action. Taoism teaches Wu Wei, the art of effortless flow. When the world pulls us in two directions, the wisest path may be to wait, to observe, to let the mud settle, so the water becomes clear. Do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Lao Tzu. Here, silence is not avoidance, it's alignment with the universe's timing. Sometimes deciding not to decide is a cry for emotional survival. Psychologists like Roy Baumeister call this decision fatigue. When your emotional energy is depleted, your decisions become dangerous, rushed, or self-destructive. In these moments, choosing nothing isn't failure. It's a healing pause. And then there's moral injury, a term from psychiatrist Jonathan Shea, who found that when people must make choices that go against their moral code, the soul can be deeply wounded. For these people, not choosing becomes a way to stay emotionally whole, even when the world demands actions. When is not deciding wise? So when is it okay to choose silence? When your emotions are too raw? When more time brings clarity? When your intuition says wait? When you're being rushed to betray your values? But beware, if silence becomes fear in disguise, if you're letting life or others decide for you, then you're not pausing, you're hiding. There is a sacred silence and a scared silence. One leads to truth, the other to regret. Across all traditions, from Buddhism to Stoicism, from Kierkegaard to Tao, from psychology to poetry, we find one shared truth. Sometimes, the most courageous act is to let the heart breathe, let the mind rest, and let the soul speak through silence. Because not every war must be fought now. Not every path must be chosen today. And sometimes, the best decision is not to decide. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing for more deep and thoughtful content. Check the description for links to every book and research paper we used. And tell us in the comments, have you ever chosen not to decide?